Welcome back to 18 News. We are here at the Dubois County Solid Waste Facility. I'm Bradford Raths, and we're talking with the new director of the facility, Dave Flynn. Dave, congratulations on the new job.
Thanks, Bradford. I appreciate it.
So tell me a little bit about our new director.
Well, I'm a retired lieutenant colonel out of the United States Marine Corps and lived here in Dubois County since 2005 and have been working overseas most of that time, and now I want to do something local and try to help the county out.
So what interested you the most in helping out this facility?
Well, I mean, it's a management type position. I mean, this is an asset management position where you have people and stuff that needs to be managed. You have a budget, and we can manage it in such a way that it doesn't cost the people of Dubois County a lot of money, and in fact, it can be made into a break-even or maybe someday even a profitable type situation the way we manage our assets. Because if we don't manage those assets, then it can cost the county a lot of money, and then that's a red line negative for all of us.
So right here behind us, you were talking about this used to be the Jasper dump was just an old scale. People don't necessarily have to use this now.
Correct. I mean, it is a workable scale. It's left over from when this was the city dump for Jasper. So basically what we do is we have people just drive in the facility and drive around, to the right and go right around to the back. But we could weigh stuff if we need to, given the situation.
You were talking. I think you said you were cutting the grass yesterday. You need to get some fluorescent arrows.
Yeah, something to improve traffic flow, and so people aren't confused. Put in some arrows, put in some signage, so people have a better way, and they're not guessing about what they need to do when they come here.
So now we get to the side of the building. Let's talk about this over here. Looks like you got some key signs marked.
This is our flammable locker. What we do here is when some stuff comes in, like say paint thinner or different things that are flammable, we can store it in here until we receive enough of it to facilitate a pickup with who we have contracted with to dispose of those materials, small amounts of fuel and different things that are all flammable. And then we also store dangerous pesticides and different things like that in here, so it's always contained.
And of course, we talked briefly before this, but this is not necessarily a place where people just generally dump. It's more of a for other items.
Correct. I mean, here at the processing center, it's not one of the 8 recycle points in the county. I mean, there's 8 spread throughout the county. And here what we do is we're able to process furniture and electronics and different things. And what we also do is here is where we will gather the stuff from all the Dubois County schools, all the county and city offices, all the different small businesses and stuff that have programs for paper and cardboard and different things. And then we bring that here, process it, and then we deliver that in bulk to who we have contracts with.
So now as we head towards the back, looks like we get towards we got the dumpster there in the middle. What are these over here on the right?
These dumpsters here on the right, we use the white ones primarily for bulk magazine storage. I mean, we keep them stored outside of the building just because our building is small. And as we store that stuff, the magazines and different things, we don't want all that to be exposed to the weather. So what we'll do is we'll take those in, junk mail and different things from all the county post offices and different things, and we'll sort that and stack it in these, and then we'll use these to load on the trucks and deliver it to the processing centers where we take it in bulk for the county.
So what then in the middle with the big green dumpster, what do we keep in there for the most part?
The big green one is when people bring in stuff. It is for refuse, for trash, rubbish. I mean, people will bring in something like, say, they're cleaning an apartment out or different things, and they bring in some electronics and, some assorted, small amounts of trash and some broken pieces of wood. So, they had to rip up the carpet or something. We put that kind of stuff in there. And there's a nominal fee for stuff like that, but it's still cheaper than taking it to the landfill.
Coming up here now, I see we got a lot of, this looks like electronic storage.
Right, e-waste. Well, not so much the storage. When people drive around the building, they'll drive around here and they'll stop. And then we'll see what they have, and then we'll offload it, and we'll set it in here for initial processing. So what we'll do is we'll bring the stuff in the building, the electronics, the paper, the different kind of things, cardboard, and we'll process it into, as you can see, these bigger containers so we can store it easier and move it easier, and it's not just a bunch of loose items. So we'll take this stuff and actually palletize it, wrap it in plastic, and then store it.
So how often do you guys move things out of here?
I'd like to do it every day, but again, we have a small staff. We have 3 full-time individuals and one part-time individual, and a couple times a week we try to just to keep the flow, because we could be overwhelmed. This is a big county, and there's a lot of stuff that needs to be processed.
Now we're going to walk towards the back here. We go around, as you see, the big dumpster. Back here in the back, we got, looks like 3 white dumpsters, a couple of, what does that say, spent cooking oil?
Right. We do pick up from smaller businesses and restaurants. We will bring that oil and stuff here, and then also these white dumpsters we'll use for especially the schools and different places. We'll take their metal cans and their plastics and stuff from their recycling programs and bring it here, and then it's picked up in our overall program, just like we would pick it up at a site where the schools can't really do that. We do it for them, for that type of material.
All right. And then back here, as we keep moving, get up close to the dumpsters.
I didn't know if you wanted to go up but yeah, these trailers are used for as we process, especially electronic waste, and if we get so many magazines and different things that we don't have enough storage in our building, we utilize these trailers to store it in. We'll take all the electronic waste, e-waste is what we call it, and we'll palletize that and wrap it. And then once we have a certain amount of bulk load, then our contractor will come and pick it up, so much, per pallet, and then take that away to be processed as recycled material.
So talk a little bit about these contracts. You seem to have quite a few of them.
Well, we do. We have to have different contracts, and all the different solid waste management districts have to have these contracts to dispose of their paint, to dispose of their agricultural material, electronics, because state laws have changed, especially with electronics. And I want to say 1 January, that stuff is not supposed to be disposed of in a landfill situation. And the laws have changed in the past for open burning for paper and different things. So that stuff is all processed. Paper, like from the post office, not that they were burning it, but people burning it in their trash. It comes, junk mail and all that stuff now is processed, pulped down, and it's a way to generate that break-even income to run to places like this in all the different counties and districts, so you can process all that stuff. It's just a matter of time and manpower.
So when do those trailers just stay there all the time, or are they emptied occasionally?
They're emptied occasionally. I will be honest with you, I don't know the actual schedules 1 week into it, but I mean, we moved seven pallets into this one just the other day of just e-waste, and those TVs and different electronic computer type stuff. So I mean, they're pretty big pallets, and as we fill up the trailer, then it has to be done so whoever's doing it for us doesn't charge us so much. So there has to be enough for them to make the trip worth their while, and they don't run us out of storage, but there's a good amount.
And now as we reach the front, or as we head back, wrap around where everybody drives out at, I presume.
Yes. Yeah, they'll come around and then they'll exit, from the right side. But we have a number of vehicles here that we use. We have this truck, and we have a bigger truck that we use to make what we call our weekly runs. And these are the trucks that will go around to the schools, to the courthouse, to the small businesses and the restaurants and different stuff, and pick up their paper, their aluminum cans, their plastic, their steel cans, their waste metal, and different things for us to bring back here, store it in bulk, process it, so the county, doesn't get charged a lot of money to get rid of it.
So now when you guys take this stuff out, let's talk so people understand, where does this stuff go when it leaves here?
It goes to a bunch of different places. We have contracts in Indianapolis, Louisville. We do a lot of paper processing and stuff at the site, even in Martin County. They have a processing plant, for paper and our magazines and stuff like that. But we don't drive. Now we do drive to Martin County, but like for the bigger loads, those people come here, like for our waste oil, for our chemicals, for our electronics and stuff. They will send their truck here to pick that stuff up, and that's part of our contract. So again, we save on the fuel and the wear and tear on the vehicles and the man hours to do that and to travel. That's part of our contract to come here. So even on big things like Tire Day, when we do that for the county in September, we'll bring all the tires here, and those will be deposited, and we'll count them and we'll separate them and make sure they're proper and palletize them, and then that contractor will drive here and pick those up for us.
You just mentioned Tire Day. You said you had some other special days that go on throughout the year here?
Well, there are. I'm not honestly familiar with all of them. I know they just had an agriculture day in August, beginning of August, I think, to take care of the different agriculture entities, here in Dubois County, and a lot of different plastics and pesticides and stuff were turned in. I'm not sure of the quantity. And Tire Day, September 13th, they have this twice a year where people are able to bring tires in at a nominal cost, from big tractor tires down to tires for your moped or your go-kart, and we will bulk store all that and have our contractor come to pick those up. And all this type of stuff, all these special days help to cut down on illegal dumping. I mean, if people don't have a way to get rid of this stuff, they're going to burn it, they're going to dump it, they're going to do something wrong, and that's not good for anyone in the county.
Let's expound on that a little bit. You just brought up illegal dumping.
Illegal dumping, and Dubois County actually does a really good job of not doing it. I mean, I've been talking to a few of the districts around Dubois County, and they have a bigger problem. But we'll still get calls for illegal dumping, whether it's not necessarily a big dump site, but someone dumps a couple bags of trash or a pickup load or something like that. And it's a hazard to the county. It's dangerous for everyone trying to enjoy the county. And it takes a lot of time to pick up and clean up and investigate and, send people to what we call trash court or whatever, to end up paying for that. So, I mean, we've done, since I've been here now a little over a week, we've done 7 calls for illegal dumping around the county. And Dubois County is a big county. And to only have those number of calls and a small amount of trash, or not necessarily just rubbish or refuse, is a good sign, I think, and I hope it continues.
So for those who want to get involved, let's talk about maybe some of the fees associated with bringing their items to this place.
Well, electronics and different things, there's a nominal fee. It runs anywhere from $1 to $10 depending on the size of the item. Computer components and different things, can be $1 or $2. Small TVs can be anywhere from $2 to $5, and larger TVs could be anywhere to $5 to $10. Washing machines, refrigerators, and all that type of stuff can be dropped off here, for a nominal fee. Tires the same way. I want to say, and I don't know all the costs of everything yet, but like a small tire is going to be a couple dollars to dispose of, where a main tire on a tractor could run as high as $20 to $25. So, and in paint and different things like that, depending on the size of the can and how much the quantity is that we have to sort, it could run anywhere from a couple dollars to maybe $5 or $6, depending on again, the size and the quantity.
So we know what people could bring here. What are some things they probably should not bring?
Just your daily trash, like your food trash and your different things. Again, this isn't a site where you're going to put a sticker on a bag and stick it into a dumpster, a compressor. So we don't try to take any household trash. Now, again, emergency comes up or something happens, we're going to try to accommodate the county. We're here to serve the people, but we try to limit that, and we try to get the stuff that we can process for the county and stay away from the general refuse, and that's what the dump sites are for.
And then finally, how can people contact this place?
Well, our phone number is 812-481-7040, and we have an answering machine, so if you do call, we will get those messages every day. The actual center is open for the public use 8 to 1, Monday through Friday. We're usually here from about 6:30 to 3, but it's open to the public during that time. We also are located on the county government website, and there's different ways to get a hold of us through email and stuff via that. So there's a lot of ways to get a hold of us, and we will return your call, and we will look into whatever you have to say.
Well, Dave, we appreciate your time. Best of luck.
Well, I appreciate it, and I look forward to helping and working with the people of Dubois County.
Our guest has been Dave Flynn, the new director of the Dubois County Solid Waste Management District. We'll have more news right after this.